quite drastic.
And to other stories, the Third Mainland Bridge in Lagos, which was partially closed to traffic in November, has been reopened after undergoing comprehensive repair with lane markings and new streetlights. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, who was absent at the reopening, spoke through the Federal Controller of Works in Lagos. He said the successful completion of the first phase of the rehabilitation works started and completed by the Bola Tinubu administration is a clear indication that the president is working. Sarah Yeko reports.
In the last 6 years, the 11.8-kilometer bridge linking the mainland to the island has gone through several repairs. But the most remarkable and memorable one for residents in Lagos is the recent repair that started in November 2023. At exactly 12:35 p.m. on Thursday, the Federal Controller of Works in Lagos, Olukorede Keisha, and the Commissioner for Transportation reopened the Third Mainland Bridge after 5 months of extensive repairs on the upper deck sections.
With these extensive repairs on the Third Mainland Bridge, the government is expecting that there will be no maintenance whatsoever on the bridge in the next 2 years. But they are, however, cautious and worried about the attitude of motorists on the bridge.
Somebody drove on it with a rim and removed all the asphalt in a long way, stretch like that, just like that. So we had to plead with the contractor to do that. So if we have occurrence of that while the contractor is not on ground, you see water ponding there, then goes underneath the asphalt, and before you know, it starts peeling off. And then they will say the work that was just done. So if it is not subject to abuse, on this road, we're not talking of maintenance in the next 2 years.
You will see speed limit signs as from today, and then the speed cameras would come on. The speed limit for Third Mainland Bridge is 80 kilometers per hour. So the speed cameras are there. So if you go beyond the speed limit, what it does is it takes a picture of your car and your plate number.
For commuters, the opening of the bridge is a huge relief.
I suffer in this road like some years ago, but the way they did the road now, I'm very happy.
With the first phase completed, second phase of the rehabilitation work on the bridge has started under the deck, and it will have no disruption to the flow of traffic. The ministry assures that the entire repair will be completed in May 2024, and then it will be commissioned by President Bola Tinubu. The Ministry of Works says Lagos should expect similar rehabilitation work on the Carter Bridge in the coming weeks.
The Third Mainland Bridge is one of at least 8 road projects the federal government, through the Ministry of Works, is taking on in Lagos State. With the completion of some sections of the Third Mainland Bridge, commuters are being advised to ensure they maintain the speed limit on the bridge to avoid loss of lives. Sarah Ayeku, TVC News, Lagos.
And for more on this, let's speak to the Commissioner for Transportation, Lagos State, Oluwaseun Oshiemi. Good to have you join us.
Good afternoon.
So the Third Mainland Bridge has now been reopened to the excitement of Lagosians. But we understand that some technological equipment have been installed. Can you speak to us on this and what these equipment are meant for on the bridge?
Thank you very much. The technology equipment that we have on the bridge right now are actually the speed cameras. That's the phase one of it. The speed cameras are actually there to enforce the speed limits that we have created. Right now, it's at 80 kilometers per hour, which of course we'll probably review to 100 once we see how it works. But the speed cameras are there for enforcement. It will take pictures of whoever goes beyond the speed limit, and of course that will be sent to our database for proper enforcement.
I want to get correctly again what the speed limit is, and then what is the penalty for breaking the speed limit, and how do you intend to enforce that?
Thank you very much. The speed limit as of today is 80 kilometers per hour, and then the camera will take a picture of whoever violates that speed limit. What that does is that it sends the plate number of anyone that violates that speed limit to our database. And of course, we have the records of everyone in our database. Of course, we'll send the fines to you. And as we speak, it's we use that on our AMPR camera for our vehicular licenses. I'm sure you can attest to the fact that you get some text messages regarding those vehicular licenses when they expire, and you drive your car without renewing them. The same technology applies here. So once the camera hits you going above the speed limit, it sends your plate number to the data system. This camera also has the function of taking your picture, the driver of the car at that point in time. So that at the point of enforcement, you cannot claim that it's not you. We'll show you your picture, and of course, you'll also get the fine.
Now, one of the biggest challenges one would say is facing Nigeria's infrastructure, especially road infrastructure, or transport rather infrastructure, is vandalism. We've seen what's been happening with the tracks in the country. Do you share that concern as well? And have measures been put in place to mitigate against that?
Yes, I do. And it's very interesting to note that even the same Third Mainland Bridge, whilst we were doing the first phase, some people were actually caught vandalizing the infrastructure. And we quickly reacted to that. What we have done is, one, in conjunction with the Commissioner of Police, we have actually put 2 RS vehicles that will be stationed at about that Adeli ramp. And we also have a patrol team that will constantly patrol that bridge to ensure that, one, for a lot of things, safety, and of course to mitigate those that intend to vandalize the infrastructure. Let me use this opportunity to also say to people that this bridge is our own infrastructure, is our own, and we should own it and not vandalize it.
Thank you so much. I'm sure those who well-meaning Nigerians will also be excited about that security.